All right, everyone, we are here with War 9 and the very unnecessary rematch against TCN. Today I'll be taking in White Magneto, Clairvoyant, and Archangel. I'm going to be taking Path 7 in Section 1 and Path 3 in Section 2. And I've only got a couple of shared fights this war, but no mini-bosses and no boss duty. All right, so this entire war is going to be an Archangel war with the exception of 2 Claire fights. So this first path here, Path 7, both are going to be done with Archangel. We've got Void on Kinetic Transference and then Tigra on Brute Force / Vivified. Void here, I'm assuming the trickiness they were hoping for was to get the debuff on us that prevents dexterity. Then we'd have to rely on blocking attacks and special attacks so that we don't get tagged by any of them and lose our combo. But as long as you get a neuro or two in pretty early, then your chances of avoiding that are a lot higher than if you didn't do anything at all. So we get some pretty bad RNG there in the first 2 heavies, but we get to neuro pretty quickly on the third. So we're at 10 hits when that first debuff landed. That shrugged it off. We didn't have to worry about failed ability accuracy, and here it's just rolling with parry heavies now. Missed a block there. That's unfortunate. Bye-bye invulnerability boost. Luckily, he's below 50% though, so we're not really worried about taking any big hits. And he's melting down nice and smooth here, so easy first fight, Path 7. Moving on, I had Resonate on for that fight. It was for this Tigra fight so that I can reduce the chance of her being unblockable for the entire fight when she throws special attacks. But what you're going to see here is that I play this fight way too comfortable. I know at least one of the special attacks, I saw the unblockable prompt and just didn't move. But later on, I don't actually see the unblockable call out, so I assumed I was in a safe range. So we've got a weakness there, but we don't have any neuros. So no unblockable there. We retaliate the heavy or the special one, and there's the unblockable that I saw but just didn't move. And then here, didn't see the call out, but still pretty safe fight. Not really at risk of losing it. There we actually didn't get hit by it, but weakness was on, so down she goes, and then we hit around a KO'd Tigra. Moving on, we've got a White Magneto pre-fight on this Mordo that's coming up on Mixmaster. This one, I'd say at the beginning, for most of the fight actually, I was pretty laser focused, and then near the end when the neuros started expiring and the stuns started showing up, started getting a little too relaxed and going into attack. And it's only really his heavy attack that has the range to prevent his evade, not any basic attacks. So you'll see. But so 2 heavies in. Oh, we also have a Mr. Fantastic Petrify, so that helps a little bit. Here we get some neuros, so now we're doing pretty, or now we're sitting pretty. We're at 50%. So this is, you can see this fight got to this point pretty quickly. So I get too comfortable and he gets stunned there. Evade. I throw the special one. Luckily I'm able to get block up. I go in. Dummy. So now we have no neuros. Now I have to be just really pay attention here. But the fight's over, so wasn't too worried about it at that point when I started getting careless. All right, this next one, Fury on EMP. This is probably the fight I was most worried about this entire war, even though it is a rank 3 Fury. But what I realized during this fight, or what this fight brought back memory-wise, is how important it is to be able to reparry while blocking. And you'll see what I mean if you don't know what that is. Anyways, we are going to parry heavy him until he gets the special one. Then we're going to turtle up, and we're going to do a reparry from blocking. And what that's going to allow us to do is to hopefully prevent him from throwing special one, and we get a lot of neuros pretty early, so we're good. Here we're going to turtle. And it's going to allow us to keep him from throwing special 1, but also get the stun so that we can heavy. And boom, he's already in real nick pretty quickly. But here, the AI decides to be a turd and throw SB1 at me, so I decide to try and Dex instead. It's fine, I have an indestructible buff. Even blocking it wouldn't have been, or would have resulted in the same thing, but we were able to take 1 block hit and Dex in the middle of the combo to prompt the next unblockable. So we have a new set of bubble shield, and he went down pretty easy after that. So reparry from block, very, very helpful if you're using Archangel for a situation like that. And then on to the 2 fights that I took with Claire. Here we're going to stay in blood. I still had the invulnerability on, so I decided to go right at it. We have MD4. It's because I had actually deep wounds maxed for that Fury fight, and I decided to just move around some Petrify points to MD instead of maxing out MD. The game plan here is really simple. Do not get yourself out of blood and just spam Special 2. And Special 2 will do a lot of healing for you so that you can stay topped off this entire fight, especially if you make a mistake. But yeah, there's nothing really special here, especially since Surfer is no longer a pain with the global, now that it's not high ground. But yeah, this is the fight, pretty smooth. Be impatient, baiting out Special 2s from a distance, making sure our spacing is good and that we're not caught too close, especially if it decides to be unblockable. But our buff immunity is preventing a lot of that. But yeah, super safe. Looking back, I actually had the energy to take the next fight with Claire as well. It wouldn't have hurt to put the small Mystic boosts on for power back and special damage that I do after this fight for Nova on Explosive Personality. So I was also supposed to place a White Magneto pre-fight there on Nova, but wasn't really needed. So, and I think I was still trying to use, nope, we ran out of time on the invulnerability boost. So I had time to place the pre-fight, I just didn't think about it. Anyway, game plan here is pretty straightforward Claire work. You're going to nullify the Fury early so there's not a worry of auto block. And then with Mystic Dispersion, you're going to be able to get to Special 2 pretty quickly. And ideally, I want to get to Hellfire before dropping that Special 2. That's where our bigger damage is going to come from in the red numbers for every hit. So there we are in Hellfire. And now the name of the game is just baiting out specials and retaliating and spamming Special 2. But same thing, Nova not really much of a pain on defense without that high ground global. And there he's already below 50% after our first. There I completely forgot that we have to re-parry to actually land a parry. Thought I stunned him on his non-contact medium. And he's pretty much there. Dashed in the middle of those beams, but Claire, her war is over, so that extra damage that I take there at the end is just annoying. It's nothing we're gonna have to heal back. So next day, boss is down, taking this Kingpin on buffet and kites in his thorns. We don't have to worry about the armor up and unstoppable since the boss is down. So this is just your basic parry heavy Archangel fight, and this will be the end of my war. But there is a White Magneto pre-fight here so that we don't have to rely on the stun sticking. And then without the global, we can easily retaliate his special 1 with a heavy to place more bleeds and convert any poisons to neurotoxins. But yeah, this would be the end of my war. Spoiler alert, I do not die here. So we actually finish our war pretty clean here. And like I said, most of this war was Archangel, so it was just parry heavy. And yeah, just trying to get the special one out. He decides not to throw it yet, so I just decide to do another heavy. Throws it there. I'm just letting him tick out and ended my war. And their battle group actually beat our battle group 2-1, which was unfortunate. But we did end up winning this war actually on time. This is a tie. One death did not count. They ended up dying 4 times to 1 node. So this was 5-5, and we won on time. So this is our 3rd tie that we've won on time. So this was good. This put us in the 3rd place spot overall. So we are currently sitting at top 3, but it is not lost on us that we will probably end up playing JA again or GT40 again. So hopefully that happens the last war of the season and it's not so close for 3rd place as it is now. But we will see. Winning out the last 3 wars is obviously the most ideal situation for us. But matchups and who shows up to play will determine that. So hope you guys enjoyed the war. Hit like, subscribe, share, and I will catch you guys in the next one.